Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to my Ninja Turtles channel. I hope you're having a great day. It's going to be a great show. We have a lot to get to. We're going to be talking about comics, toys, and a whole bunch of other awesome Ninja Turtle stuff. So type a T in the chat, type a T in the comments if you like the Ninja Turtles. And get ready, Mutation Nation. It's going to be a great show. So get ready. Let's go! Welcome to my Ninja Turtles channel. It's 7 p.m. in the Big Apple, and this is the Ninja Turtles show. How are you?
Cowabunga!
Your weekly live stream every Turtle Tuesday, covering Ninja Turtles news, toys, cartoons, comics, movies, video games, whatever the show we want. Today's show's gonna be cool. Today's show is gonna be fun. We're talking about Peter Laird, second part of an interview, 2 hours of Peter Laird. We're talking about some NECA figures, new NECA figures from the cartoon line, and we're talking about some interesting stuff coming up in the comics. Last Ronin, Lost Years, 4 new turtles. Have you seen it? Have you seen it, Mutation Nation? How are you? Pretty cool stuff. So it's going to be a great show. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you joining me every Turtle Tuesday. Live stream every Turtle Tuesday. Videos every Thursday. Videos every Saturday.
Give it up, Shredder. You're history.
So make sure to like the video. Subscribe here on youtube.com/MyNinjaTurtles channel. Also, subscribe on rumble.com/MyNinjaTurtles channel. And finally, follow on Twitter at my TMNT channel. Going to be posting some new stuff over there on Twitter and want to make sure you all join me. So thank you again for hanging out. Thank you again for joining me. Got a lot of cool stuff to get to. Send in some chats. Love reading your chats. Love reading comments. Tell a friend. Gotta say, it's been an exciting week in the Ninja Turtles world. Have you seen any cool stuff coming out? Had anybody seen 4 new turtles? Anybody seen 4 new turtles? I think you have. But first thing I wanted to get to, last week we talked about Peter Laird. Came out of hibernation, did a great interview. And there was a second part to the interview. Pretty cool stuff. Second part to an interview. An hour-long interview again. Not just a short snippet, not just a couple questions via email. Of course, last week we talked about an interview, Peter Laird shoot interview with cartoonist Kayfabe. Great YouTube channel, and Peter Laird spoke for around an hour. Really nice to hear from him. Some of you probably watched this. Did you guys check this one out? Adamski, Mr. Turtle, F47, Big and Soft Raffi. Any of you guys see this one? Budward. Bet some of you watched this one. Pretty cool stuff. And we got a sequel. Peter Laird goes through Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 1, page by page, with cartoonist Kayfabe. So I'm sure some of you saw this interview. These interviews, 2 hours. We don't hear from him for 4 years, then we get 2 full hours. This is great stuff. I feel like I was just hanging out with Peter Laird. So it's on the Cartoonist Kayfabe YouTube channel, Ed Piskor and Jim Rugg. And they go over the first issue, the original black and white Mirage #1 issue from the 80s. They go through it page by page. And Peter Laird's just hanging out. And he even shows off some toy prototypes. This is Rocksteady on the right and one of the first Ninja Turtles. These are prototypes from the 80s. Really interesting stuff, like really cool behind-the-scenes content directly from Peter Laird. One of the co-creators of the Ninja Turtles, of course, Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman, the 2 co-creators of the Ninja Turtles. Great guys, and every single page they go to, Peter Laird had some amazing facts, some cool behind-the-scenes thing. He gets into the real gritty details of how they produced the book, how they chose a printer. I thought it was interesting how they chose a printer. I thought that was amazing how many copies they decided to print. They go into all this detail about the whole process of printing the first comic and creatively, the business decisions, how it all came about, they advertised. And Peter Laird even talks about this page, and it's just a blank page, essentially. It's just a shot of the city. It's a shot of New York. It's the We Strike Hard and Fade into the Night. And Peter Laird was originally against this page, and Kevin Eastman wanted it in. He thought it set a cool mood, and it set a cool scene. But Peter Laird eventually came around, they included the page, and now he likes it. Mr. Turtle, did he talk about the negatives? No, I think the negatives for book number 1 are like going to be on tour. I know that they've been to some Comic Cons. The guy from TMNT-NinjaTurtles.com has the negatives to the first book, and he takes them on tour to like different comic book conventions. You can check him out. I don't know if he's aware of them or not. That'd be a cool thing to ask him. I know Kevin Eastman is aware of them. So a lot of cool behind the scenes content. Great stuff about how they did the shading and the gradient and who did what. Did they ink together? Did they work together? Did someone do one drawing and someone did inking? And did they share a page? Did they just hand it back and forth? So that was really, really great stuff. And he also shows off these old like prototypes for the toys from the 80s. It's really cool to see these prototypes. I don't know if they're just like made from, if they're like cast from metal, not metal, like resin, if they're just sculpted out of clay. I don't know how they did this back then, but really interesting stuff. So Peter Laird, what a hero, of course, one of the original co-creators of the Ninja Turtles, one of the 2 guys, and talks about issue number 1 in all its glory and in a whole lot of detail. It's really interesting stuff to hear all the details about this book. Peter Laird's a happy guy, smiling in the interview. It's great to just hang out with him for 2 hours, so. And happy birthday, Peter Laird. I forgot to mention, it was his birthday on the 27th. So Peter Laird is now 68 years old. He's a grandpa. He's bald. He's been bald since he was in his 20s, so that's nothing new. But happy birthday, Peter Laird, on the 27th of January. Pretty cool stuff. Let's get a T in the chat for Peter Laird. Maybe a T for Turtles and T for thank you, Peter Laird. T for thank you for the Turtles. T for Turtles and T thank you, Peter Laird. So that was a nice little follow-up from last week. We got an interview to chat about last week, and we got another interview. So that definitely deserves a thank you, Peter Laird. Really cool stuff. And another cool thing that's coming out of Canada. I don't know if any of you are Canadian. I'm sure some of you are. The Vancouver Giants set to host TMNT night. How about that? Canadian hockey representing the Turtles. Any fans of Canadian hockey out there? Really nice. British Columbia. It's like the west portion of Canada. It's near like Washington and Oregon, above the western portion of the United States. British Columbia. Vancouver Giants. It's a hockey team, and they have a Ninja Turtles night where they have Ninja Turtles jerseys. It's going to be on February 5th. So they're having a special game, special jerseys, and the jerseys are being auctioned off after the game to support the British Columbia Children's Hospital. So it's for a good cause. And it's cool jerseys, too. The jerseys look great. They go for a good cause. Could check one of these out. They're based off the 2012 show, it looks like. The shell has a little crack like Raphael's shell used to have. But they look great. They have, pads and the wraps around the wrists. And they're legitimate hockey jerseys that are going to be worn. The bid starts at $190. So it's not a cheap jersey, but it is for a good cause. And they're like high quality game worn jerseys. So they're kind of the real deal. They have the team's logo on the front there, and you could see the crack in the upper right hand portion of the shell on the front, like Raphael had. It has the pads and the wraps. And they look good. I mean, they're legitimate jerseys. And I think it's so cool when the Ninja Turtles has like a co-branded night with a sports team, or they do like a partnership with a food brand. I love those partnerships. I think it's so cool to get the word out there about the Ninja Turtles, and we get new merchandise and new activities. And if I were near British Columbia, Canada, Vancouver, I would go check this game out. So all the jerseys are going to be for sale, auctioned off after the game. They're still available right now. I know a lot of them are still available, and they look good. They look like the 2012 show, Raphael, and they're all available. And the nice thing is, it's not just the shirt. It comes with the socks and pants as well. You can see the pants have like the wraps and the knee pads on them as well. So this is cool stuff. This is pretty cool stuff. And it's nice that these jerseys are available. It's not like a costume. It's just a regular hockey jersey. But it's nice they're doing that, linking up with the Turtles for a good cause. BC Children's Hospital. You can buy any jersey you want from any player. They have blank ones and all that stuff. So they're up for auction right now. If you just check out the Vancouver Giants website, there's a link to the auction right now. And if that's not enough for you, there is another co-branded game. There might be a whole lot of these. I didn't check like the whole Canadian Hockey League, but the Kamloops Blazers, another British Columbian Canadian hockey team, the Blazers. Looks like they have a Michelangelo jersey. They're doing the same thing. They're raising funds for the Children's Miracle Network. So they're raising funds for a different charity, but this game is going to be on February 10th. So this is going to be on a Friday next week. Another Nickelodeon night. Kamloops Blazers. Pretty cool. Mr. Turtle says, I hope they can put some on the secondary market for regular sales. I want these so freaking bad. Yeah, me too. I wish I could just buy a regular jersey. It doesn't need to be Game Worn. I would just buy one of these and they can donate the proceeds to charity or whatever they want. But they're cool. I searched online. I searched like on eBay and stuff. I couldn't really find any of these, but neat stuff. And they're not the first time to do it. I searched and I found some Rise of the TMNT jerseys. So it's not the first time that the Turtles have linked up with hockey teams to like have custom jerseys and maybe do something for charity. Looks like a few years ago they had a Raft jersey here from the Rise of the TMNT. And a Leo jersey from Rise of the TMNT. So it's nice to see the Turtles link up with various companies and sports teams and do this kind of promotion. It's great to see the Turtles out there and be a great excuse to go to a hockey game. So who could complain about that? You guys like that stuff? Well, the next thing I wanted to talk about is not Canadian hockey related, but it is comic book related. TMNT, The Last Ronin Story, The Lost Years, a Last Ronin story. Pretty cool stuff. Did anybody read this? This came out over the past week. Came out last Wednesday. It's only, 6 days ago, but it feels like a long time. I feel like I've had a long time to sit with this book, and it was a pretty good book. I thought, honestly, it was a great book. The artwork is really good all the way through. It's kind of a prequel, sequel. There's stuff in the future. There's stuff in the past. And the art is really good. There's a few different artists that work on this. A lot of the creative team from the Last Ronin miniseries came back. This is kind of the follow-up to the Last Ronin miniseries. Another 5-issue miniseries. It's a follow-up. Kevin Eastman, Tom Waltz writing, S.L. Gallant on art this time, Ben Bishop on art, Delgado on colors as well. So got a lot of the crew coming back together, and this kind of continues the Last Ronin story. This kind of fills in some gaps. Some of the stuff is a prequel before all the events of the Last Ronin miniseries, and some of the stuff is after the Last Ronin miniseries. And big spoiler, big announcement reveal coming up. One of the things that was in this comic book is the introduction of some new characters. Some new characters were introduced in this Lost Years comic book. 4 new Ninja Turtles. So I'm not sure if any of you read this. 4 new Ninja Turtles. It's not just a second Michelangelo. It's 4 new turtles with new names, new personalities, new colors, new designs. 4 brand new turtles. They're not, it's not like Donatello, it's not like Donnie Jr., Mikey Jr., Leo Jr. And so far we've just seen them as toddlers. And they kind of had like a Baby Yoda kind of vibe. They're cute. They're very cute. No one can deny that. So they have different designs and different markings and different colors, like I said. And they kind of look like copies of copies a little. These are like 4 additional turtle designs where they tweak the colors a little bit. They tweak the designs a little bit. One's kind of bigger. He has like nubs on his face. And they're interesting. It's an interesting idea to add 4 more new turtles. 40 years into the Ninja Turtles franchise, they're doubling the amount of Ninja Turtles. And I always thought one of the things that made the Ninja Turtles interesting is the fact that they're the only 4 of their kind. So do you guys think this is a good idea or a bad idea? Do you like that they're adding new Ninja Turtles? Do you think they're only going to add 4? Are they going to add 8, 10, 12? What do you think? Do you guys like the art in this? It's really interesting that they decided to try this. It's a big change. It's a big change in the status quo of Ninja Turtles lore and stuff. 4 new turtles. And it kind of made me feel like they're almost out of stories for the Ninja Turtles. Like they don't have any ideas for the other original 4 turtles. But the names of the turtles, the new turtle, they have new names as well. Yi, Uno, Odin, and Moya. So they all mean one in different languages. Spanish, Swahili. So all their names mean the word one. One of their names is Yi, Uno, Odin, and Moya. So they all have different designs and personalities. I kept looking for one of them to be like the Raphael one. I'm like, which one of these is Donatello? But they're not like the same personalities. So it was a little bit weird reading them, honestly. It caught me off guard. I kept trying to compare them to the original Ninja Turtles, but I just couldn't get my head around them yet. I don't know. Maybe I'll warm up to them. Hey, Leonardo in the chat. Hey, Nordic Frost, welcome. Nordic Frost says, I have my reservations. TMNT is about brotherhood. Mr. Turtle says the concept is unique, but I personally like the OG. I kind of felt the same way. Odin's my personal favorite from Mr. Turtle. Big and Soft Raffi, who's the skinny one? I am not sure. It's not Odin. It might be Yi. I'm still trying to figure out who each one of them is. But it is interesting concept. It is neat. They do look good. They are cute. You know, I don't know if they're trying to get that like that Baby Yoda thing, or if they're trying to like, I know the rise of the TMNT crowd was kind of, it skewed somewhat female and younger, so I don't know if they're trying to up the cuteness factor to like please young girls to the franchise. But the future stuff kind with the new Turtles felt a little out of place in the comic books. I liked the other stuff. I would have liked the comic book just without the new Turtle stuff altogether. Maybe they'll grow on me. It was kind of just like an extra dash of spice, but you know, it was interesting to have them, but I would have been fine with the comic book without them. Big and Soft Raffi, the names are the only thing I'm on the fence about. Yeah, names are a little bit weird, and they all mean the word one. So it's I don't know if it feels forced is what the way to explain it, but it just, maybe it'll grow on me over time. But I wanted to share what Peter Laird said about this. Well, not about these 4 turtles specifically, but back in the 90s, of course, they added Venus de Milo on the Next Mutation show. And that was like a 5th turtle. And some of these turtles are female, by the way. I think 2 of them are female. So, the pale white turtle is Uno. The bigger one is Odin. The one with the beak is Moya. And I guess the other one is Yi. I don't know. But back in the 90s, Peter Laird had to speak about Venus de Milo, a 5th female turtle. So not only do we have 4 female turtles, we have 2 of them being female. So it's a big change to the status quo. And Peter Laird in the 90s said about adding 5th turtles, he said, I have said many times before that simply adding more turtles to the team reduces the uniqueness of the 4 turtles we created. If the specialness, the uniqueness of those 4 characters is unimportant to you, then by all means, have 10 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Have 100. And he kind of mocks Hollywood. He says, the character of Venus de Milo, the female turtle, epitomizes for me all that is stupid and shallow about Hollywood. In lieu of actually coming up with anything new and different, something showing real creativity, one just has to say, let's do more of the same. If 4 turtles are good, surely 5 would be even better. So Peter Laird was not for this. And one thing he said kind of struck a chord with me. Peter Laird said, I've never understood why some people think the 4 original turtles are not enough. So that was a little bit sad from Peter Laird. He feels when people add new turtles or people suggest, hey, you should add a 5th turtle named Picasso. I have this brilliant original idea of a 5th turtle named Picasso. They don't realize that Peter Laird has been told that 100,000 times before. But the turtles are interesting. It's weird to see Grammy April and female, Casey Marie Jones, the daughter, Casey Marie Jones. So it's a little bit weird to see the different dynamic in New Turtles. But it's a new chapter. It's a new chapter in the Ninja Turtles franchise. So good idea or bad idea, time will tell. And I think if it's executed well, even if it ends up being a bad idea, if it's executed well, it could be a cool thing. Add a new chapter, add a new layer of mythos. The Turtles comic books are in a, uncharted territory right now. So it's nice to see them do new stuff, but these 4 turtles certainly aren't the only 4 new Ninja Turtles that have been added. We have Slash, and the IDW comics are separate from The Last Ronin, of course, but Slash, Jenica, 2 Slash clones, Lita, Toka, Lita from the future, Venus de Milo, 4 clone turtles. So they've been kind of milking this adding additional turtles thing a few times over the past couple years. So that's interesting to see. That's a big development. And those are 4 new Ninja Turtles in the TMNT world. You guys like this? If you like it, type a 1. If you don't like it, type a 2. If you like the 4 new Ninja Turtles, type a 1. If you don't like it, type a 2. 1 for like, 2 for don't like. How do you feel about the 4 new Ninja Turtles? We'll take a vote right now. Leonardo gives a 1. Mr. Turtle gives a 1. Mr. Turtle asks, do you think we'll get a time skip in which we see the 4 turtles we saw in number 5? These might be those 4 turtles. I don't know. I think these might be those 4 turtles. I don't know. They're all called 1. So maybe there's another wave called 2. Maybe these aren't the first 4 turtles that they've created. A lot of 1s in the chat. Big and Soft Raffi, are they different species? Yeah, they look to be different species, just like they did in Rise of the TMNT. So that's a nice new thing we're trying out. Pretty cool stuff. So 4 new Ninja Turtles in the Last Ronin Lost Years comic books. Big stuff. Groundbreaking change. And Kevin Eastman was a part of it. Wonder if Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird talked about this. I don't know. Maybe they're going to split up again. They're going to start fighting again. They rekindled their friendship and now they're back to fighting again. I hope not. I'm just kidding around. Next comic book I wanted to talk about, other than The Last Ronin Lost Years, and I guess the 4 new turtles are going to be growing up over the next 5 issues. So we saw them as toddlers, we're going to see them as young adults, and then in this picture I think this is going to be like their fully grown state. And you can still see the one on the far left like has a bunch of those markings. The third one has the beak still. So that's The Last Ronin Lost Years comic book, 5-issue miniseries, and they're doing a one-shot called The Lost Day as well. And if that's not your thing, if 4 new turtles aren't your thing, if you prefer the classic version of the turtles, the 1987 old version of the turtles, they have comic books for you too. They have comic books in the Ninja Turtles world for anybody you like. You like the dark stuff, they have Last Ronin. You like the light, goofy stuff, they've got the 1987 comic book Saturday Morning Adventures, based in the 1987 original cartoon world. It was a 4-issue miniseries. Had the same team working on it, written by Eric Burnham, art by Tim Laddie, colors by Sarah Meyer for all 4 issues in the miniseries. Issue number 3 was my favorite, Super Casey. Casey Jones gets like these superpowers, and it's nice to see Casey Jones be mutated. It's nice to see Casey Jones have to deal with having a special power. So it's nice to see these comic books written in the world of the 1987 original comic book. And the final issue just came out last week, or the week before. Yeah, I think it was last week. And final issue of a 4-issue miniseries. So some people are saddened by that. They liked the 1987 world. And we got good news that the Free Comic Book Day issue is going to be featuring the Saturday Morning Adventures Turtles as well, it looks like. They're on the cover at least. So Free Comic Book Day in a few months. Free Ninja Turtles comic book here with the Saturday Morning Adventures. And it's also going to feature Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So maybe a reprint of some previously published stories. We're going to find out. So Saturday Morning Adventures isn't going away though. They were, over the past week, it was announced Saturday Morning Adventures would continue the comic book series. So they're changing it from Saturday Morning Adventures to Saturday Morning Adventures Continued, and they're going to release their first multi-part story, a 2-parter. All the other issues have been standalone, one-and-done issues. But the new issue will be a 2-parter featuring the Rat King, and it's the cartoon version of the Rat King, as you can see on the cover here. This is a Sarah Meyer cover. Sarah Meyer's the colorist, and she is also an artist. So they've got a really good team between Burnham, Laddie, and Meyer. Sounds like a weird law firm, Burnham, Laddie, and Meyer, but it's a creative team, right? Art and colors. Writer, artist, and colors, so pretty nice stuff. Rat King. And the cover looks really good. The art looks good. Sarah Meyer's a great artist. Continued looks like a weird abbreviation. Conted. I've always thought that's a weird abbreviation. Couldn't they just write out continued? But, so that's nice. New comic. Saturday Morning Adventures Continued. They continue to push forward in the Saturday Morning Adventures world. We've got Teddy Gaming Review in the chat. I spoke to Tim and he is on page 6 of the comic, so they're already working on the new stuff. And speaking of Teddy Gaming Review, look at that. Perfect timing for Teddy Gaming Review. I was checking out his channel. You, of course, know Teddy Gaming Review, fellow Ninja Turtles channel here on YouTube. Nice guy in the UK. And I saw Teddy Gaming Review posted that he has been given the opportunity to talk to Tim Laddie, the person who is currently doing the art. The artist we talked about last week, the guy with the Twitch channel, the Twitch stream. And he requested any questions you'd like me to ask him. So let Teddy Gaming Review, if you have any questions for Tim Laddie, Great artist. And Saturday Morning Adventures is really a visual-driven comic. It's not real heavy on the story. No offense to Eric Burnham. It's light. It's fun. But it's a lot of sight gags. It's a lot of visual stuff. It's a lot of like a lot of the comedy and the story is told through the pictures and the references in the pictures. It's a lot of Easter eggs. So it's really cool stuff. And it's cool that this cartoon, this comic is going to be continuing. Saturday Morning Adventures continued. Issue number 1. Teddy Gaming Review says he is not the only one I'm going to be interviewing. I can't wait to check out all these interviews. Can't wait. Well, congrats to Teddy Gaming Review on the nice interview, on the get for the interview. Moving on up, big Ninja Turtles channel, good Ninja Turtles channel. Make sure to give them a follow. And speaking of other Ninja Turtles YouTube channels, another channel that was featured in my best Ninja Turtles YouTube video. I made a video a while back of all my favorite and all the best Ninja Turtles YouTube channels, and Teddy Gaming Review was featured, and so was Speaky Geeky. So Speaky Geeky. Oh, Mr. Turtle, how many issues will the comics be? That's a good question. I'm not sure. It's going to be at least 2. We know that. Pretty cool. So Speaky Geeky has a Ninja Turtles YouTube channel as well. And he has been doing some of these interviews with some of the people from NECA. And he has an interview coming up tonight at the top of the hour. So in 30 minutes, his new interview will be premiering with one of the folks from NECA. Yeah, I've been meaning to start a Discord. I've been thinking about that. Mr. Turtle, yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Budward, yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I should do it. I need to set that up. Been meaning to get around to that. That way I could, bring people on the show. I could talk with other people. I could go on other shows and do like collaborations. All that kind of stuff. Might be neat. Might want to do a collaboration with Speaky Geeky and Teddy Gaming Review, because Speaky Geeky has a cool interview coming out in 30 minutes with one of the guys from NECA. They're going to be talking about the cartoon line. They're going to be talking about all the different lines. There are so many NECA toys coming out. There's so much to talk about. And I looked in the description, and the timestamps for the video were already posted. So even though he hasn't posted the interview yet, I checked out the timestamps, and some of the timestamps, we may be getting a Tempestra figure. We may be getting a figure for Tempestra from the 1987 show. Cool character, also featured in Shredder's Revenge, and we also may be getting a Tiffany character. They're running out of characters, it seems. Tiffany, does anyone even know Tiffany? Do you guys know the character Tiffany from the 1987 show? She was like she's like a groupie. She's like the side chick of Bern Thompson. She's like the girlfriend type figure, I think. She just kind of hangs around the news station. And she's like Bern's girlfriend. And I think Bern has a wife, but he also has a girlfriend. So she's kind of like this like floozy, like tramp kind of character. And she's getting a figure, possibly. At least they're going to talk about her. Maybe it's a long shot, but they've pretty much done figures for every other character from the 1987 show. Bern, Vernon, Irma, Casey, all, every punk frog. So they're doing like these random human characters. And if you think Tiffany isn't a random enough character, we also may be getting a figure for Aunt Agatha. Agatha Marbles, is that it? Aunt Aggie? Is this the character I'm thinking about? Agatha Marbles, it's April's aunt or something. It's like an obscure character from the 1987 show, but she may be getting a figure. A lot of big Aunt Agatha Marbles fans out there. She's like a mystery person. I think it's supposed to be like a Angela Lansbury Murder, She Wrote, like murder mystery kind of character. I'm really not sure, but it's like a grandma kind of character. So it's interesting. It's a random character. So NECA's doing crazy stuff, and people are still buying this stuff. So they're going to keep producing it. But, these goofy characters, people enjoy them. They're fun. People buy every single character. And characters like this, maybe they finance the Last Ronin line. Maybe characters like this finance other lines. So some characters do better than others, and NECA knows what they're doing. So make sure to check out the Speaky Geeky interview with one of the guys from NECA coming up in 30 minutes, just after this. If we go long enough, we'll do like a raid kind of thing. We'll raid the chat and, cause a bunch of havoc in their chat. But I think we're going to be wrapping up pretty soon. Final story over the past week. I saw this. We missed it, but this was something cool that happened over the past week. I wish something like this would happen near me. The Rockwell Tap Room, Rockwell Beer Garden had a Ninja Turtles pizza event, pop-up event of some sort where they had a bunch of Ninja Turtles themed pizza available, pitcher specials, and they had a movie watch party at this like bar and restaurant kind of place. And they even named all the pizzas after the Turtles. You can see they have the Donatello up there at the top. It's like the works, it's everything. The Leonardo pizza appears to be vegetarian pizza. Raphael is meat lovers. And Michelangelo is the Hawaiian pizza. So I like that places have stuff like this. Of course, I did the video a while back about the restaurant Casey Jones that opened up in Colorado. It's a Ninja Turtles themed restaurant in Colorado called Casey Jones. So this place is kind of doing a similar thing. It was just a one-time thing, but I like that. I like Ninja Turtles. I like that they're, still popular out there. New fans, new generations, Rise of the TMNT, Mutant Mayhem still out there. So it's pretty cool to see the Turtles linking up with all sorts of different groups. They're raising money for charity and the Canadian hockey teams, and this restaurant is selling Ninja Turtles pizzas. Pretty nice stuff. Pretty cool stuff. So I wanted to tell you there is going to be a video coming out on Thursday. This Thursday, featuring Peter Laird. I don't speak in this video at all. I took a clip from the interview that he did with cartoonist Kayfabe. I took a little clip and I spliced it up with some pictures and some music. So I did a YouTube short coming out this Thursday. Check it out. I think it's going to be really fun, really funny video. I had fun with this one. I don't talk in the video at all, so I'm sure some of you will celebrate that. I am not featured in this video at all, coming out on Thursday. And I have a new video coming out on Saturday too. So live stream every Turtle Tuesday and new videos every Thursday and Saturday. Live stream every Turtle Tuesday, new videos on Thursday and Saturday here on my Ninja Turtles channel. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a great evening. I hope you had a great week. Check out the videos. Share the videos on Thursday and Saturday. Share them on the Ninja Turtles Reddit and Ninja Turtles Twitter, TMNT Twitter and stuff. Your Facebook groups and Discord groups. Share out the 2022 awards show. Wonder what people think of that. Well, thank you for joining me, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Happy Turtle Tuesday. Thank you all for joining me. Leonardo, Mr. Turtle, Big and Soft Raffi, Teddy Gaming Review, Fan47, Gen X Catholic, Nordic Frost. Thanks again for joining me. Hope you all had a great time. And I guess that's going to be it. I'll see you on Thursday and Saturday and a live stream every Turtle Tuesday. Guess there's just one thing left to say, right? Cowabunga! Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and share this video. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Ninja Turtles videos like this.